The text arrived on my phone with a cold finality that didn't belong in a parent's voice. Just 6 words. 6 words that wiped out 32 years in less than a breath. I disown you. Talk to my lawyer. No context. No hesitation. Just an execution delivered through pixels. The light above my Denver kitchen flickered at the exact moment I read it, like the universe winced for me. My phone buzzed once, then fell still in my hand, as if it too was stunned as I typed a single reply. Steady, quiet, controlled. Okay. I didn't cry. I didn't ask why. I didn't give him the drama he wanted. Instead, I placed my phone on the counter, opened my laptop, and made a decision that would unravel every lie they'd ever wrapped me in. A decision that would burn their perfect story down to its foundations. Kitchens have always been truth places for me. The one I grew up in back in Glendale always smelled like burnt coffee and tension. The kind of house where silence wasn't peace. It was pressure. My father, Harold, loved control disguised as calm. My stepmother, Marilyn, loved perfection too much to admit anything beneath it was broken. And Evan, my older brother, walked around like the walls bowed for him. Me? I learned to shrink myself small enough to fit around their expectations. People always say birth order shapes a family. But in my house it wasn't age, it was function. Evan, the golden son. Me, the scapegoat, the fixer, the emotional shock absorber. If Evan made a mess, I quietly cleaned it. If a bill went unpaid, I covered it. If Harold raised his voice, somehow it was my fault for setting him off. By the time I left for college, I thought distance might loosen the grip. Instead, it turned me into something more convenient. The daughter who sent money home. The child who never asked for anything. The reliable one they could drain without guilt. 4 years ago, Harold called me sobbing. Harold. A man I had never once seen shed a tear in my entire life. The house was going into foreclosure, he whispered. Evan had disappointed him. Marilyn was sick with worry. You're my last hope, Bonnie, he said. The only one who ever comes through. And stupidly, lovingly, desperately wanting to matter, I helped. What started as 1 month turned into 2. 2 turned into 6. 6 turned into 4 years of quietly paying their mortgage, their utilities, their emergencies. Their everything. My career as an auditor made it painful. I kept everyone else's books clean while letting my family drain me dry. Holidays were torture. Forced smiles. Forced cheer. Marilyn bragging about Evan's newest purchase while patting my hand saying, Bonnie's so simple. She doesn't need flashy things. As if stability was a flaw. But the week before the text, before the exile, something in the air around my father shifted. A sharpness. A secret. Evan wouldn't look me in the eye. Marilyn jumped whenever her phone buzzed. Cracks in the facade. I just didn't know yet how wide they were. Then out of nowhere came the message from Uncle Robert. No text. No explanation. Just a video file. I tapped it, expecting a birthday clip or some random family moment. I had no idea I was about to watch my entire life tilt on its axis. The thumbnail alone was haunting. My family gathered around the old dining table, the one with the chipped corner Evan made at 12. Same room. Same chandelier. Same people. But the atmosphere was smug. Comfortable. Like people sharing a secret they enjoyed. I hit play. Harold's voice was the first thing I heard, low, gravelly, pleased. She's not a daughter, he said. She's a walking ATM. The room erupted in laughter. Real laughter. Deep belly laughter. My breath caught. The sound felt like a punch to the ribs. Marilyn leaned forward, shaking her head, laughing harder. Oh, Harold, stop. Let the girl feel useful. Useful. Not loved. Not valued. Useful. Evan chimed in, rolling his eyes. She's pathetic. You should hear how she explains sending money. Like she thinks she's doing something noble. More laughter. Casual. Careless. Cruel. Harold lifted his beer like a toast. To my personal ATM, he said. Long may she pay. The room echoed with cheers and clinking glasses. I didn't realize how tight my fist was until the phone slipped slightly. I paused the video. Silence filled the kitchen like smoke. I replayed it, then replayed it again. Watching their faces, their ease, their comfort in mocking me. Not a moment of guilt. Not a second thought. This wasn't a slip of the tongue. This was a belief system. I stepped onto my balcony, the Denver air slicing through my lungs. The city lights blinked like warning signs, and for the first time in my life, I didn't feel hurt. I felt awake. Everything clicked into place. The strange tension, the distance, the expectation. They weren't struggling. They weren't grateful. They weren't even trying. They had planned this. They were preparing to discard me. I walked back inside, pressed play again. Halfway through, another message from Harold appeared on my screen. No greeting. No explanation, just, I disown you. Talk to my lawyer. They thought I would beg. They thought I would panic. They thought they still owned me. I typed one word back. Okay. A boundary. A door closing. A spark. Because in that moment something inside me hardened into steel. I wasn't their family. I was their financial plan. And now the plan was ending. The silence in my apartment felt different from any silence I'd grown up with. Not weaponized. Not oppressive. It felt like control. I placed my phone down, opened my laptop, and began the work of dismantling the world they'd built on my back. I didn't sleep that night. Not from sadness, from calculation. Every word they said replayed in my mind, not like a wound but like evidence. For the first time, I wasn't the girl trying to earn a seat at their table. I was the woman building a new one. By breakfast, I'd already made 3 decisions. Cut financial ties, call Uncle Robert, find out why they needed a lawyer involved. That last part itched at me the most. If they were so confident, so smug, so self-assured, why involve legal threats? People only use lawyers when they're hiding something. I dialed Uncle Robert the moment the sun came up. He answered after 1 ring. Bonnie. His voice sounded heavy, like someone carrying a secret too long. I saw the video, I said. A thick silence settled between us. I knew you would eventually, he whispered. I recorded it because, well, you deserve to see who they really are. Why send it now? He exhaled sharply. Because they're about to do something worse. My pulse sped. Worse than calling me an ATM? He hesitated. They're rewriting their estate. And your father told Evan he wants you cut out completely. No inheritance, no say, no rights. But here's the part they didn't want you to know. His tone sharpened. You're the one on the mortgage, Bonnie. Not them. I froze. Every thought stuttered to a halt. What? Your father refinanced the house 3 years ago, Robert continued. He forged your digital signature and used your credit score. The house legally belongs to you. I sat down slowly, hand covering my mouth. This wasn't betrayal. This was theft. How long have you known? I whispered. Long enough to feel ashamed, he admitted. But when I heard them brag about cutting you out, I couldn't stay quiet anymore. My chest tightened with a cocktail of rage and clarity. They hadn't just used me, they'd built their entire safety net out of my life. I spent the next week gathering everything I needed. Bank statements, loan papers, the refinance documents I'd never seen, tax returns with my name buried in them. And then I made 2 calls, one to a financial crimes attorney, and one to a real estate lawyer. Both calls ended the same way. You have them. Every single one. This is fraud. And you can take back everything they stole. By Friday, the lawyer handling my case asked me a question I wasn't prepared for. Do you want to keep the house? The house. The same house where I learned to apologize for existing. The same house where Harold praised Evan for breathing while criticizing everything I did. The house where Marilyn polished perfect surfaces while letting me take the blame for every crack beneath them. Yes, I said, because keeping it wasn't about a building. It was about power, control, truth. For the first time it would be mine, not because I earned it, but because they stole it, and now I was taking it back. We served them papers on a Tuesday morning. I wasn't there to see their faces, but I imagined them, Marilyn clutching her pearls, Evan cursing at the sky, Harold turning red, questioning how his ATM suddenly became a storm he couldn't control, And right when the shock was crashing through their perfect little world, my phone buzzed. Dad. The man who told me to talk to his lawyer couldn't stop calling now. 7 calls in a row. 8.9, then a text. Bonnie, you need to come home. Immediately. This is a misunderstanding. Another. We're family. Another. You ungrateful girl. After everything we've done for you. I blocked the number. Peace is easier than chaos. A week later, the final blow came through. I officially became the owner of the house. Harold tried to fight it. Evan tried to manipulate. Marilyn tried guilt. But the signatures didn't lie. The fraud didn't lie. And the law didn't lie. The morning the lawyers confirmed everything, I drove to Glendale for the first time in 2 years. Not to reconcile. Not to argue. Just to stand on the lawn of the house they'd built from my backbone. I unlocked the door. The air smelled the same, like old coffee and resentment. Harold stormed toward me. You can't do this. I stepped aside. You did this. I'm just undoing it. Marilyn shook her head, trembling. Where will we go? Figure it out, I said softly. The way I had to. Evan's jaw clenched. You stole everything. My eyes met his, and for the first time I didn't look away. No, I said. I stopped letting you steal from me. I turned around, stepped outside, and locked the door behind me. Their shouting muffled into nothing. The house, my house, fell silent. For the first time ever, silence didn't scare me. It felt like freedom. That I didn't keep the house. I sold it. And with the money, I bought a place in the mountains with windows so big they caught every sunrise. A home built on peace, not guilt. A home paid for by truth, not manipulation. A home where I wake up every morning knowing one thing. Losing them wasn't a tragedy. It was the first real gift they ever gave me.